Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. And thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. I've asked Spirit, whatever message comes out is the one that the collective needs to hear. So if this popped up on your page, then it is for you. If you are here because of the title, then it is definitely for you. So let's get into it and see what Spirit has for you. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Wow, tower moment. Be sure and like, follow, and subscribe for me. Leave me a comment. If you feel called to do so, I would really appreciate it. It does help me grow, and it does help others to see the messages as well. So I would very much appreciate it. So we have the Page of Cups on the bottom here. So the Page of Cups is like being open to creativity, right? Pages are a newer energy. It's about intuition and creativity. Could be about like a love relationship, like a newer love relationship. It doesn't have to be. This could just be about like, that inner child innocence type of energy, just really new, creative, trusting your intuition, and really being open maybe to creativity, creative endeavors, right? Like new opportunities and creativity. So the situation is the tower. So you've had a tower moment recently. Complete change, sudden, whether it was, expected or not. Like usually they're not expected, but it does cause a lot of like change and upheaval, transformation. This could be job loss. This could be divorce, whatever it may be. It's definitely like a really big change for you. And the blockage is the Hanged Man. This is about needing to surrender, right? So anytime we have a tower moment, it's needing to surrender control to the divine. You can't help what is going to happen with the tower moment. You cannot control where that's going to go. You can't control, when a building falls, like the pieces go where they may, right? Like you cannot control that. And I feel like this is just you kind of needing to surrender to this tower moment, this present moment, and what is going on in your life. And I know that that's easier said than done sometimes when you're really going through a hard time. But it's also like maybe kind of just needing to see things from a different perspective, right? When you surrender, you kind of see things differently. And in hindsight, this tower moment is happening for your highest good. It is, this is opening you up to these new possibilities, these new opportunities. And it's because the divine is trying to get you to where you need to be, right? I feel like tower moments happen when there is resistance, when we are trying to control or when we aren't making the changes that we need to. We have tower moments because it's Spirit's way of bringing things to us that we need in our lives, right? Whether that's like fulfilling your purpose or completing a cycle, things like that. So again, with the control, we have the Four of Pentacles here. This is about holding on to things that no longer serve you. I feel like you're holding on to things that no longer serve you. And this like has a lot to do with your stability too, right? Like maybe you were seeing like stability in a different way, and you kind of need to see it from a different perspective, right? Maybe your concept of stability or what you thought was stable just was not, obviously, because you're going through a tower moment, right? But this is also about like releasing that control again, releasing, surrendering to the universe. I feel like you were just holding on to things that didn't serve you, and that's why the tower moment came in. And no judgment, because I've had several in my life, so I know where you are in that, and I know that that's a difficult place to be. So I'm sorry that you're going through that. In the recent past, we have the Hierophant. So this is about belief systems. It is about institutions. This can be about learning or teaching, right? It could also be about marriage. So maybe in the past you got married. I feel like maybe this is more about you honoring your spiritual path. You could be opening up to intuition. Like you could be going through like a spiritual awakening with this, some enlightenment, following more of a spiritual path. But this has something to do with your belief system and traditions, whatever that is for you. But in the recent past there, that's what that really like standing in your beliefs and honoring your spiritual path. So your higher self or subconscious, we have the Eight of Wands. This is about things moving quickly, like fast changes. And with that Tower moment, it doesn't surprise me that that's your in your higher consciousness here. This is about like just really swift progress, rapid growth, things changing very, very quickly. And this may not even be a bad Tower moment. You know what I mean? Like this could be, again, with a spiritual awakening. Like this just really, it was a sudden change opening you up to like maybe you're just going through like a spiritual awakening. You know, that can be a Tower moment as well. It's just a very sudden, fast change. So again, it's general reading, so take it how it resonates for you. In the near future, we do have the Nine of Swords. So this is about anxiety. It is kind of like this really heavy worry, up late at nights, kind of tension. There's a need to release that, right? And I feel like that's what's coming in because of the Tower moment, because of what you're going through, right? But I feel like there's a need to release that because you want to be open to these new opportunities. Like I said, you know, the Tower moments come in at a time when they need to because it's spirit trying to open you up to new things. And I realize that they happen suddenly and you're not expecting it, but to sit there in this fear and this worry is not going to help that situation, right? You're needing to see things from a different perspective. So instead of sitting in this worry and, you know, keeping yourself up late at night, it's isolating yourself. Like it's just a dark place to be, right? So I feel like you're needing to see it from a different perspective and be open to these new opportunities. Again, I know that's easier said than done when you're going through a Tower moment, but I feel like that's what you're needing to do in order to kind of move through that Nine of Swords, because it's a really heavy energy to be in, right? So, and your advice from Spirit is the Page of Wands. So you have the Page of Cups, Page of Wands. These are like newer energies. But the Page of Wands is about like enthusiasm, embracing opportunities with passion. Again, I know easier said than done when you're going through a Tower moment, but this is like needing to embrace these opportunities, needing to embrace this passion, this enthusiasm, these new ideas, and this intuition, just opening yourself up more to the divine. And in your environment, we have the Seven of Cups. So this could be about confusion. This can also be about like choices. Could be about like wishful thinking and kind of daydreaming. But I feel like maybe right at this moment, you're very confused, going through a Tower moment. Maybe you're just not sure, especially if you're going through a spiritual awakening, maybe you're not sure where to go or who to rely on. So you could have gone to a mentor. That's what the Hierophant is. Maybe in the recent past, you've kind of learned some knowledge here, or your belief system has changed. Maybe you do need to seek a mentor, you know, if you're going through a time of confusion. Your hopes and fears, we have the Three of Swords. So again, with that grief, that loss, you're really fearing like the loss of something, and you're really needing to embrace some healing here. But whatever that Tower moment was, it could have, like I said, it could have been a relationship, could have been a job, it could have been your house. Whatever that sudden change is for you, you're definitely fearing the worst, right? You're fearing this loss, this trauma. You could be in separation. This could be about a breakup, whatever that is for you, right? Grief. But the overall outcome, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is karma. This is divine timing. Things are moving in your favor here, right? The Tower moment and the Wheel of Fortune. It is all divine construction, right? And this is just needing to like trust in the cycles of life, right? You're going through a Tower moment for a reason. And I feel like you need to see it from that perspective and try to see the silver lining in it. I know that that's difficult to do when you're going through it, but this is an opportunity and part of your destiny. You know, when you go through spiritual awakenings or you have these upheavals happen in your life, it's so that you can start new, right? It's because things were no longer serving you and you were holding on to things that you didn't need to hold on to, right? This is for your best and highest good. So what do they not see coming, Spirit? What does Capricorn not see coming? Yeah. So we have the Ten of Wands, which is about carrying burdens. It is like needing to release those and find your freedom, right? But it's also about like releasing, again, surrendering the control, but not carrying those burdens with you, right? So this is maybe carrying burdens of your own, but also the burdens of others, right? So then we have the King of Pentacles, which is like grounding, stabilizing energy. It is earth energy. So this is like financially secure, but the pentacles are all about grounded, nurturing energy, right? But I feel like this is, you could like have an earth sign coming in here. This is your energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So this could just be you kind of releasing burdens and stepping into your King of Pentacles energy, right? Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. We all have masculine and feminine energy, but I feel like this is you releasing these burdens, kind of stepping into your power here, into your leadership, overcoming these obstacles, and really standing up for your beliefs here. So if this was a spiritual awakening, or if this was some sort of, with that tower, maybe your family disowned you because you're going through a spiritual awakening and you want to follow a more spiritual path, right? And they've decided that they no longer want you in your life, and that's causing you a lot of grief and anxiety. I've known a lot of people to go through that. I feel like this is you laying down those burdens and really embracing that King of Pentacles energy, and then standing up for what you believe in, right? Really defending yourself here and your beliefs. So what is advice? One more, please, Spirit. Love it. Straight to the point. Trust your intuition, follow your heart, and leave behind what no longer serves you. Leave behind what is no longer emotionally fulfilling, right? If these people or situation, whatever this is that you are walking away from, is no longer fulfilling you, you're going through a tower moment. You want to stand up for yourself and your beliefs, right? And it's just time to walk away from people, places, and things that don't serve you, because things are turning in your favor. But the High Priestess is about like trusting your intuition, trusting that inner knowledge. It's also about not communicating. So maybe keep things to yourself. If you feel like you have to defend yourself with your spirituality or in anything, like any choices that you make, right? I feel like maybe it's best just not to tell people what you're up to, what you're doing. It's really none of their business, especially if they are causing this anxiety, if they're putting you in this anxious space. So but I feel like this is just you needing to trust your intuition on what it is that you're following your heart on, and leaving anything that is not that behind, right? That does not serve you. And it's just, it's putting you in this Nine of Swords energy, and this very defensive, having to defend yourself, and which defending yourself is okay, right? We all have to defend ourselves at some point, but when you constantly have to do it because people are against you, or they're not for your highest good, sometimes you do have to leave people behind. So but I do see things turning in your favor here. You are going to lay down burdens and really step into that King of Pentacles energy. Just trust your intuition, and maybe don't tell everybody your plans, right? Keep things to yourself. But I really hope that this helps, and I will see you next time.